Right.media.
Welcome into the SWOSU Coaches Show, our first show for 2022. I'm Mike Smith. Welcome into the broadcast, and tonight we're joined by women's basketball coach Kelsi Musick. And Coach, thanks for the visit as we have our first Coaches Show of the new year.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about the, first of all, the holiday break. How did it go for you? Did you get to enjoy a little bit of time off?
Yeah, we had a great Christmas. Just enjoyed some time with my family and my children, and it was kind of nice to have a little bit of a break. But we came back hitting the ground running with one day of practice. We headed to Arkansas, so it seemed like it was a short break, but it was well deserved for everybody.
I would certainly agree with that. A little downtime never hurts anybody. That's certainly for sure. So you mentioned hitting the ground running. We go to Arkansas, a couple of good wins at Arkansas Monticello and then Southern Arkansas on Saturday. And talk a little bit about the road trip, as it was a very successful road trip for the Lady Dogs.
It was successful. You know, it's one of our longest road trips, so we have a lot of new people on our team. So just to get that first one out of the way, especially without being in classes, it made it really nice that we could just focus on basketball. And, you know, we consider it a business trip. We're going over to Arkansas to handle some business and play 2 games. And I felt like my team really did a really good job of that and stepped up to the occasion. Like I said, just the newness of being on a bus for so long and having to practice on the road, stay in hotels. I thought they handled it very well. I think some of those preseason tournaments helped us as far as, you know, playing on the road, but that was definitely our longest bus ride. So I thought my team handled it very well.
Coach Makara Tramble named GAC Player of the Week on the women's side. A great accolade for her because she had a great ball game on Saturday with 32 points against Southern Arkansas.
Yeah, she did. She really scored for us. You know, we knew it was going to be a track meet. They pressed us the whole entire game. They tried to speed us up, try to take us out of our comfort zone. They literally tried everything to try to stop us in those 4 quarters. So, you know, she really did rise to the occasion and get to the rim and score some layups and make some big buckets that we needed throughout that stretch.
You know what's interesting about watching Makara when she has the basketball? She never gets flustered. She always seems like she's under control, and I think she just loves having the ball in her hands.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's the one great thing about her is she is one of the best scorers in the league, but also she's one of the best passers. If you really look at it, she can get the defense to collapse and she can make passes, get the pass through 2 defenders, whatever she needs to do in order to make us successful. So not only is she a great scorer, she's a great passer, and she can really just see the floor extremely well.
Of course, Lauren Ramey also had a great ball game on Saturday, and it's kind of fueled, I think, by that 3-pointer at the end of the first period of play. She just kind of grabbed the basketball and just kind of chucked it at the rim, and it went in, and that kind of got things going for her. Here she finishes with 19 points on Saturday.
Yeah, she had a great game. I think that shot did get her going. The one thing is she doesn't really rush it. She just took her time and shot it like normal. She put a little extra arch on it, and I don't even think it touched the rim. It dropped straight through, and that just really got us going in order, especially within their pressure and their press. Once we were able to get to the rim, we were able to pitch it to Ramey in the corner a few times for that effortless 3 that she's got. So it was kind of nice for low money to make a comeback.
All right, 6-0 on the campaign so far in conference play, and you continue your dominance in the GAC. And we always talk about having the target on the back, but the team seems to be, able to handle having that target on their back really well so far.
So far, they've done a really good job of that. I mean, it takes a lot of maturity, it takes a lot of poise, and you just got to be able to handle your business knowing that people are coming for you. They're going to give you their very best game, their very best effort. They're going to make more shots against you than they do on most given nights. So my team's really been mature in that aspect. I think my returners have a lot to do with that. As the second half of play in the second semester, I think that just that first semester really did help us grow and come together. And now we've just got to continue to climb that mountain and get where we need to be. But at the same time, they've definitely handled it fairly well so far.
So back home at the Pioneer Cellular Event Center, so we hope some fans will be in the stands on Thursday and Saturday. Ouachita Baptist comes in on Thursday night, Henderson State on Saturday. Your thoughts about those two opponents coming in this weekend?
I mean, Ouachita is a lot better. They've got a freshman who's a leading scorer in the league. They can score really, really effortlessly. They have a great transition offense. We're going to have to really do a good job defensively to contain them. We got to play them last year in the conference tournament, and I think they were a little shocked. But I know that he's a great coach, and they're going to be well prepared to come in here and play us. And we really do have to rise to the occasion. This is two of the better Arkansas teams, in my opinion. So we're really going to have some really good Bulldog basketball this weekend to be successful.
All right, sounds good. Head coach Kelsi Musick, thanks for the visit on the SWOSU Coaches Show. Good luck this weekend, and go Dogs.
Thank you.
And we'll have more of the SWOSU Coaches Show coming up next.
Are you considering home health and hospice for a loved one? Shepherd Home Health and Hospice in Clinton knows that this is one of the most important decisions that you will ever make. This is your loved one, after all. Shepherd Home Health and Hospice is a trusted name in the home health and hospice industry. Locally owned and operated since 2006, Shepherd Home Health and Hospice has serviced Clinton and the surrounding areas with caring and dependable service. See what Shepherd Home Health and Hospice can do for you and your loved one today.
There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, keeping your energy prices steady and affordable. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO. There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, creating jobs and more money for communities and schools. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO.
Weatherford Regional Hospital is committed to serving Western Oklahoma with the best facilities, technologies, and employees. Everything from the convenient care clinic to the highly trained oncology department to the top-of-the-line mammography and x-ray equipment, down to the women's center, nursery, and emergency room. Weatherford Regional Hospital strives to provide you with a safe, clean, comfortable environment. Give them a call today or check them out online at weatherfordhospital.com.
Need your oil and filter changed? Take your vehicle to CJ Southwest Tire in Weatherford. There is no appointment needed. Bring your car, truck, or diesel in today. You can wait in the comfort of their smoke-free lounge while experienced technicians change your oil and filter on your vehicle. CJ Southwest Tire on the corner of Main and Kansas in Weatherford. Your Bridgestone and Firestone dealer. CJ Southwest Tire. See them on Facebook and at cjsouthwesttire.com.
Back on the SWOSU Coaches Show, I'm Mike Smith, and in this segment we're joined by women's basketball player Lauren Ramey. And Lauren, thanks for the visit.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, excited to have you aboard here this evening on the SWOSU Coaches Show, and a good season so far for the SWOSU Lady Bulldogs, as right now you're all alone in first place, undefeated in conference play, and the only team left unbeaten in the conference. How's that feel?
It feels really good. This year's been really nice to play not only the Oklahoma schools, but the Arkansas schools as well, because last year was just Oklahoma schools 4 times, and it's nice to get out last week and play the Arkansas teams, Monticello, and it was just good for us. It gives us better competition, some more athletic competition, and I think it'll be really good for us in the long run. And it's just nice to, see that goose egg on the other side of our record.
Yeah, that certainly is nice. It's good to have it
Mhm.
on. It's good to have the goose egg on the loss side, and you guys certainly
Yeah.
have done very well this season. How did it feel going to Arkansas and just kind of getting away and taking that road trip because you didn't get to go last year? So did it feel like a new experience again?
I mean, kind of. It was the longest road trip of the year to start off the year. So it was nice to go when we're not in school and we don't have to miss class. And it was cool to show the freshmen around Arkansas. And our sophomore, Avery, wasn't there last year. So she got to experience it for the first time, too. So it was pretty cool. Show some new scenery and eat at Flying Burger more than we'd like. But it was cool.
Flying Burger's always a good place to go dine out. That's for sure. I had my fill as well. So, talk a little bit about your ball game on Saturday. You had 19 points, but what I'm most interested in, I want you to tell me about the 3-point shot at the end of the first quarter.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's always nice to hit those. My teammates do a really good job of finding me at the end of the quarter because they trust me to make that shot, and I trust them to make the shot too. So I was open, I shot it, and luckily went in.
Certainly did. Went in right at the horn. That kind of got you kick-started, though, a little bit, it seemed like.
hmm Yeah, it was nice. Get me going a little bit. I needed it for the confidence.
How much confidence, speaking of that, is the team playing with right now? You seem to be playing with a high amount of confidence.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, these games that we've been winning have been really good games, and obviously it's going to do well with confidence. And I think we do a good job like communicating with each other. And if someone's not having a good game, we do really well at picking them up. And like we can see if they're discouraged. And I think all of us are really great teammates in that aspect for keeping each other confident and keeping the team confident. And our coaches do a really well job too of just keeping us confident and making sure we know and make sure that everyone's on the same page that we're a great team and we can do really great things this year. So it's really nice to have everyone believe in you. You have a good support system behind us.
Coming up this weekend, it's back-to-back home games, Thursday, Saturday. Nice to be back home, but talk a little bit about the opponents coming in, Ouachita Baptist and also Henderson State. A couple of big ball games here.
Yes, sir. We have some great games coming up at the PCEC. Good to be back here. Hopefully we'll start the new year off on a good note. We have Ouachita on Thursday. They're a really well-coached team, and they have a really great freshman that we need to stop. And as Coach was saying, that we need to stop them in transition. They're a really good shooting team, and it'll probably be another fast-paced game, and we'll have to really focus on our shell defense in the half court. And Henderson on Saturday, that's going to be a big game for us because they're behind us in the conference with only one loss. So if we can get 2 wins this weekend, I think we'll put ourselves in a really good position moving forward.
Hoping for a lot of fan support and a lot of people at the PCEC this weekend.
Yes. So everyone come out. 5:30
right.
on Thursday, 1 o'clock on Saturday.
You bet. Lauren Ramey, thanks for the visit.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Lauren Ramey with us on the SWOSU Coaches Show. More coming up next.
When it's time to unwind, pick up a bottle of your favorite stuff at Butcher's Wine and Spirits in Weatherford. All the top brands at the absolute best price. From whiskey, bourbon, gin, and scotch to your favorite craft, import, or domestic beer, Butcher's has you covered. And when it comes to wine, Butcher's has the best selection in town. And don't forget to check out their sale rack with deep discounts. Butcher's Wine and Spirits on Main in Weatherford.
Your parents have always protected you and provided the best way they knew how. Now it's your turn to make sure that they are taken care of. Corn Heritage Village and Rehab of Corn and Weatherford is a community providing long-term and skilled nursing care to enhance the lives and meet the needs of individuals and families. Their mission is to provide the highest level of care for your loved ones. Visit them at cornheritage.org or find them on Facebook.
Families and CK Energy Electric Cooperative, it's the ideal partnership. CK Energy makes every customer an owner of the business. Unlike other electric utilities, CK Energy exists to make sure your needs are always met, not to make a profit. We are locally owned and operated, and we are always there with you, reinvesting in your community. That's why in an electric co-op, the people have the power. Owned by our communities, committed to our members.
CK is your energy.
On the corner of Custer and Main Street in Weatherford, More Than Medicine stands ready to fill your prescriptions in a fast, friendly, and professional way. They also offer an outstanding selection of gifts for people of all ages. Their Gold Crown Hallmark card selection is second to none, and More Than Medicine is the perfect place for a bridal registry. All this, that's why it's called More Than Medicine. Corner of Main and Custer in Weatherford. They're on call for you 24 hours a day.
We're back on the SWOSU Coaches Show. I'm Mike Smith, and in this segment, we're visiting with the new head football coach for the SWOSU Bulldogs. Josh Kirkland visits with us, and Coach, thanks for the visit.
Hey, absolutely. Can't. Just glad to be here and enjoying Weatherford this morning.
Let's talk a little bit about, first of all, just give everybody a lay of the land. Just who is Coach Josh Kirkland? Just kind of throw it out there and tell us, a little bit about yourself.
I can tell you, I'm a West Texas boy. Grew up. My dad was a cotton farmer out that way, and so that was one of the things that was really intriguing to us about Weatherford. It's a lot like home for my wife and I, and just in who we are. I've got 3 little boys that I love with everything in me. They're 10, 6, and 3. I want to hurt them sometimes, but they're a lot of fun. They keep me on my toes. Spend a lot of time with them, and then football wise, I am probably the most competitive human that you've ever met in your life. I've been known on pickup basketball games to coaches and I have to get split up at times because we want to win at whatever we're doing, whether that's recruiting, whether that's getting this team right and winning on the field. So who I am. I'm a ball of energy. I don't sleep much. I'm going 100 miles an hour at everything that I do. I think football wise that Weatherford and SWOSU alum and everyone will be happy with the product we put on the field. We're a fast-paced, up-tempo offense. They're going to go 100 miles an hour, very aggressive defense. And, we hit the ground running. I think I got hired officially, signed a contract on December the 16th, did a press conference on the 20th, moved here on the 26th, and are in a duplex. We've got, 5 kids coming on visit this weekend and just hit the ground running. The boys started school today here at West Elementary and Bertram. So, I'm not a patient guy. We want to get things running and moving right now.
Coach, when you come in like in December and you're getting ready for the next football season, fans will probably look at it and say, well, you got 8 months. You probably look at it as a coach and say, clock's ticking. So where do you start and what do you do on day one and how do you get things ready to go for that first game in September of 2022?
It's like drinking through a fire hydrant right now. When you think about 8 months isn't nearly enough time. We've already missed one signing day, December the 15th the other day. And so we're already behind recruiting. We are, I think we were in the office till about 12:30 last night. We had a staff meeting at 6 a.m. this morning. Right now it's full press on recruiting. We don't want to take bad kids. We don't want to take the leftover kids. We don't want to do anything like that. We want to get out there and find out the best kids available, to find out if they come in here and they make this roster better, if they fit our program, fit who we are. Recruiting is the lifeblood of who I am. It's the lifeblood of this profession. So that's day one, is just to hit the ground running. I'm going to get out to all the different Oklahoma schools, started back to school today, so I can start visiting Weatherford and Elk City and Clinton and Yukon and get over into Mustang and all those different. We got to get in front of those coaches, see who they've got. Hopefully they got some kids that got passed over, or just that some schools missed on, or whatever, that we can get in there and do. And then the second piece is getting in front of our team here. So those are the two most important things: building the team and then get in front of the guys that are here. And school starts here next Monday. The first 4 days of class, you're not allowed to work out. So as soon as we get through those 4 days, we'll hit the ground running. These kids are going to be, we're going to have some 6 a.m. workouts that they're not going to enjoy. They're not made to enjoy. They're made to create some toughness and get us in shape and move forward. And so getting to know the team here, who I've watched tape, but that's all I've been able to do. School was already out whenever I was hired, so I've not met anybody really in person yet. So get in front of those kids, having those conversations, letting them know who I am and how things are going to change and where we build from there. So those are the two things that I think are the most important. I am getting out in the community as much as possible. While I'm here, when I'm not on the road recruiting, I think I'm going to lunch today with Kiwanis. We went to church Sunday to meet some more people. Just different ways. Try to go out and do some shopping with my wife on Saturday downtown at some different boutiques and different things like that. Just getting to know some of the community members as well.
As you look at the team, X's and O's wise, what areas are most in need, do you believe, when you hit that recruiting trail?
Well, it's hard to tell from the tape because we're going to be so different offensively and defensively. The big thing for me is getting guys that fit our system, and that's probably the biggest factor that we're looking at. I would love defensively, getting some depth in the secondary. I think we've got good players there. I just got to get more depth there. We've got to get some more kids in here in that area. Just the edge players on defense, the two DNs. There's some kids that are pretty good from what I can tell from tape, but we've got to get some more kids in here for that position just for some depth purposes. Offensively, just our O-line. In general, I want to see the kids we've got here in kind of a different type of shape. Our offense is a little different. We go really, really fast, so they got to be a little trimmer. On top of that, us going and recruiting some kids that are going to come in and help at that point. Bringing in a couple quarterbacks to compete with Tanner and some other guys that are here to create some competition at that position. And then, running back and receiver, we're going to bring in some kids there. I think there's some good kids currently on the roster, but we're going to bring in some kids there as well. I'm a big believer in creating competition at each position. So I think you improve that way. Practice goes better that way. So if nobody's a starter each week, if that makes sense. You can lose your job on Tuesday or Wednesday in practice. You can lose your job from the previous game if you didn't play well. As long as you've got depth at that position and can get some kids in there to help compete, everybody's going to benefit from that.
Coach, you talked a little bit about your offensive philosophy. What will we see from the team defensively?
We're going to be aggressive. We're going to be a four down front, more of a 4-2-5 look. Lots of pressure, lots of get in the backfield, try to get the quarterback, different things like that. You're going to see a very aggressive defense. We are going to focus all spring on tackling the football. I think from watching tape, our kids were in position to make plays a lot of times. A lot of times they just didn't finish them, by making the tackle. And so we're gonna go a lot of live practice this spring, which is going to be different for these kids. And we're going to tackle the football. I mean, that's our thing. If you can tackle well and you can block well and you're good on teams, you can win football games. And that's going to be our focus for every side of the ball. But our thing on defense is going to be to tackle the football. And then I know Coach McCoy, one of the things that's a big emphasis for him is just taking the ball away. He's going to teach turnovers, interceptions, stripping the ball, trying to do things like that.
In spring practice, do you expect to have a spring game this year?
Absolutely. It's on the books right now for April the 16th or 17th. I'm not looking in front of me. Whatever that Saturday is of April, that's pending on the making sure that the new turf that's going in is done in time for us to start March 20th. So that date could fluctuate just a little bit, but that's our plan. We'll let everybody know. We're going to schedule out as soon as we got to get our feet on get it out on social media so people know and circle it. And we expect to have a big crowd. I'd love for different guys to come out and do some barbecue for it and get a lot of people out here. It'd be a lot of fun.
Sounds good. Head coach Josh Kirkland, we know that you're up against it right now. You guys are really busy. We appreciate you taking time to visit with us on the Coaches Show this week, and we look forward to visiting again before the season starts and working with you in the 2022 season. Welcome aboard.
Anytime. I'd love to be on here, and anytime you need any of my players or assistant coaches, just let me know. We'd love to get on and support the radio show and Weatherford in general. And the big thing is go Dogs. We're excited to be here.
Indeed, go Dogs indeed. Head coach Josh Kirkland, thanks for the visit.
Thank you.
And we're back with more of the SWOSU Coaches Show coming up next.
Are you considering home health and hospice for a loved one? Shepherd Home Health and Hospice in Clinton knows that this is one of the most important decisions that you will ever make. This is your loved one, after all. Shepherd Home Health and Hospice is a trusted name in the home health and hospice industry. Locally owned and operated since 2006, Shepherd Home Health and Hospice has serviced Clinton and the surrounding areas with caring and dependable service. See what Shepherd Home Health and Hospice can do for you and your loved one today.
There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, keeping your energy prices steady and affordable. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO. There's a new energy in Oklahoma, wind and natural gas working together, creating jobs and more money for communities and schools. Clean, affordable, natural gas and wind. Oklahoma's new energy from PSO.
Weatherford Regional Hospital is committed to serving Western Oklahoma with the best facilities, technologies, and employees. Everything from the convenient care clinic to the highly trained oncology department to the top-of-the-line mammography and x-ray equipment, down to the women's center, nursery, and emergency room. Weatherford Regional Hospital strives to provide you with a safe, clean, comfortable environment. Give them a call today or check them out online at weatherfordhospital.com.
Need your oil and filter changed? Take your vehicle to CJ Southwest Tire in Weatherford. There is no appointment needed. Bring your car, truck, or diesel in today. You can wait in the comfort of their smoke-free lounge while experienced technicians change your oil and filter on your vehicle. CJ Southwest Tire on the corner of Main and Kansas in Weatherford. Your Bridgestone and Firestone dealer. CJ Southwest Tire. See them on Facebook and at cjsouthwesttire.com.
And we're back on the SWOSU Coaches Show. I'm Mike Smith. We're joined by men's basketball coach Terry Evans in this segment. And, well, Coach, we've made it back to Weatherford after the first swing through Arkansas, which will be the first of 3 trips. And, a tough loss on Saturday on New Year's Day to Southern Arkansas. And it was kind of a ball game where for the longest time we were kind of at a stalemate of 14-9. And really neither team really was shooting the ball very well.
Yeah, we played good defense, for like I said, we've been missing some people and all of that, but the guys that played, I thought they played really well the first half defensively, held them to 23% shooting, rebounded fairly well, against a really good rebounding team, and held them to 26 points. But we had opportunities on offense. We missed some easy layups, missed a dunk. We missed probably 10 wide open threes. I think we were 1 for 11. The first half from the 3. So after watching the film, my guys got to see that we had ample opportunity to be up at halftime. So what took place in the second half was just very disappointing. For the second game in a row, I just felt like at the end, our guys kind of, figured we were going to lose and just kind of quit. So the margin of victory really didn't indicate what type of game it was. But, these guys been going through a lot. We missed the game because of COVID, hadn't played in 2 weeks. The gym, and you kind of know what took place at the gym with the interference, what have you. But,
Right.
Both teams had to go through that. So I felt like at the start of the game, we were engaged and ready to play. And the shots just didn't go in. We haven't been shooting the ball well, and we obviously have to shoot it better.
I know one thing you and I talked about prior to airtime, and this is a good thing. You finally have everybody back on the floor for practice this week, and it's nice to have everybody back on the floor.
Yeah, during this pandemic, you're gonna have your normal guys out for injuries, and then when you add the pandemic, COVID issues, and this and that, you're gonna have additional people in and out, and it's been happening across the league. I think 5 teams canceled games last weekend. One of our games was canceled again. In the calendar 2021, we missed 5 games. So, it's just going. There's nothing you can do. You know, nobody really wants to hear all the excuses. They just want to see us perform better and win. And that's kind of the message that I've sent to our players is that, hey, we can make all the excuses in the world, but bottom line, you got to play better. You got to play better defense. You got to make open shots. When given opportunity, guys have to step up and show everyone that they can play college basketball. They can play great at this level, and that's what we have to do. But I tell you what, it was good to see us in practice yesterday. First time this year we had our entire team, our top 7 guys practicing together and look like a totally different team. So I'm definitely looking forward to this week. Going into this week, we win 2 games this week, and I think we're in 3rd or 4th place. So we're not out of it. We're in 6th place right now, and looking forward to having our entire team together and just playing better. You know, no matter who plays, everybody has to play better.
Coach, what about the 2 opponents coming in this week? Ouachita Baptist on Thursday night and Henderson State on Saturday.
They're going to be good. You know, Ouachita didn't play the last 2 games. They've had their health issues as well. We watched them in 3 different games this year, and they've had 3 different teams on the floor in terms of personnel. So you have to wonder who's going to come in here and play. And that's been tough all season, is kind of decipher who's going to play and who's not going to play. But if they bring their entire team, like now we have our entire team, then they do have a good basketball team. It doesn't show on their record. Southern Nazarene's pretty good, and I think they're 0-4 as well. So in this league, you got to be ready to play. But it does matter who shows up and plays. Obviously, when you're missing your top player, your top 2 players, it makes a big difference. So it kind of depends on who they have. But I'm just glad that we have our entire team intact. And it's more about us than it is about our opponents. So we play Ouachita Thursday. They're solid. Henderson was tied for 1st place before they lost a tough, close game with Oklahoma Baptist this Saturday. So they're a quality opponent, always good, always tough. And Henderson is the only team in the league that we haven't beaten since I've been here. So we've beaten everyone else, and it's time to beat Henderson State on Saturday as well.
Coach Terry Evans, thanks for the visit on the SWOSU Coaches Show. Good luck this weekend, and as always, go Dogs.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll have more of the SWOSU Coaches Show coming up next.
When it's time to unwind, pick up a bottle of your favorite stuff at Butcher's Wine and Spirits in Weatherford. All the top brands at the absolute best price. From whiskey, bourbon, gin, and scotch to your favorite craft, import, or domestic beer, Butcher's has you covered. And when it comes to wine, Butcher's has the best selection in town. And don't forget to check out their sale rack with deep discounts. Butcher's Wine and Spirits on Main in Weatherford.
Your parents have always protected you and provided the best way they knew how. Now it's your turn to make sure that they are taken care of. Corn Heritage Village and Rehab of Corn and Weatherford is a community providing long-term and skilled nursing care to enhance the lives and meet the needs of individuals and families. Their mission is to provide the highest level of care for your loved ones. Visit them at cornheritage.org or find them on Facebook.
Families and CK Energy Electric Cooperative, it's the ideal partnership. CK Energy makes every customer an owner of the business. Unlike other electric utilities, CK Energy exists to make sure your needs are always met, not to make a profit. We are locally owned and operated, and we are always there with you, reinvesting in your community. That's why in an electric co-op, the people have the power. Owned by our communities, committed to our members.
CK is your energy.
On the corner of Custer and Main Street in Weatherford, More Than Medicine stands ready to fill your prescriptions in a fast, friendly, and professional way. They also offer an outstanding selection of gifts for people of all ages. Their Gold Crown Hallmark card selection is second to none, and More Than Medicine is the perfect place for a bridal registry. All this, that's why it's called More Than Medicine. corner of Main and Custer in Weatherford. They're on call for you 24 hours a day.
That concludes this week's edition of the SWOSU Coaches Show. Thanks to our guest this week, new head football coach Josh Kirkland, also from men's basketball Terry Evans, women's basketball coach Kelsi Musick, and women's basketball player Lauren Ramey. I'm Mike Smith, thanking you for watching this week's edition of the SWOSU Coaches Show. Until next time, so long, everybody.
Right.media.